Let's go.
Let's go. Megan and I were just talking about, she just got done with her live, and we were kind of talking about short form lives versus long form lives and kind of this current stage of social media. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So I was like, just might as well go live and keep talking about it. So
you want to share like things that you've.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about how I feel as though Megan was saying how long form media is so curated, in the sense
Not so like
a little
more,
curated,
yeah.
like Instagram to TikTok. Like TikTok's very raw. I think that's why so many people like it, and I think in the AI era, people are moving to more raw things, and that's maybe why streaming's doing so well. But also on terms of live streaming, there's two types. There's the vertical type, which I'm doing right now, and then there's the horizontal type.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most people still do the horizontal type, which...
Wait, like your timer for your phone?
For the banana bread.
Oh, good. Okay.
And there's more people doing the horizontal streams rather than the vertical. And so I think there's still an undersaturated market for verticals, because vertical is such a big overall market.
Yeah, like people love short form content.
People love short form. They scroll. Like, that's what you scroll on. You don't scroll on long form videos.
Yeah. People... I think what's so cool about live streaming, though, is, like, that was what I was about to say, was, like, with live streaming, I feel like it's so raw and so in the moment that it's, like, I was live streaming right now, but I was telling them things that I literally was talking to you about yesterday. Like, I just came up with this idea of maybe doing more, like, themes for live streams that would be, like, favorites or whatever kind of videos.
Let's go. Farmer's on.
Oh, hey, Farmer.
Let's go. Appreciate it, Farmer. Thanks for jumping on. Megan and I were just talking about live streaming and like her last stream, and so that's where
you can recap what I just said, basically.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. So basically, Farmer, what I was saying was like, with live streaming, I'll come in. It's like more of me yapping. Sorry. Then it'll just be Alec. But basically, what I was saying was like with live streaming, it's so interesting because it's like I'm sharing things that I literally thought about, and I was talking about it with Alec yesterday. Versus with long form, it's like I'm editing a video that I filmed 3 weeks ago. It's still curated. It's still edited. Like there's something so raw and authentic about live streaming that I think is undersaturated. Like it's not tapped into yet, which I think is so fun. It's so cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, and I mean, Alec, can you want to talk about like how you even thought about us going into live? Like, I don't even know.
I just kind of brought it up. I mean, it's something we hadn't tried, and I was like, hey, let's just try this for fun, or just to see if it works, and it's been great so far.
How'd you think of it that first day, though? Like, what?
I think I maybe saw a reel or something like that, and you like the personal interaction with live streaming. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like this relationship where we just talk to each other is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's kind of hard to get that if you're not live streaming. If you're just commenting on videos and doing things like that, it doesn't feel the same. Like it feels like we're having a conversation. Like Farmer, every time you get on, it's like, oh, we're having a conversation. I know it, and it also compounds because we're live streaming every day. We can talk about different things, and things change. You remember things about people, so I think it's so cool in that way.
Also, low key, it kind of eliminates the parasocial relationship because it is still obviously parasocial in a sense.
For sure.
It's like you build relationships with people and friendships.
Yeah. Hey, Alma. Thanks for jumping on. Hello. Got 10 people on. That's a record.
That is a record.
That's a record. Appreciate all you guys being here.
Wait, do you want to talk about what you talk about on your channel?
Yeah, my channel right now has been a lot of health and wellness. I've been meal prepping a ton, which I've been getting into a bit more. And so if you look at my channel, there's a lot of cooking videos, which should be getting better here in the near future. And then also a lot of business and finance too. I'm in private equity, and I hit the like, folks. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Farmer. Add that. I talk a lot about private equity, a lot about business, a lot about investing. And so that's kind of my day-to-day life, and it's something I try to carry over into my content. Farmer's a friend and OG, and he always calls me Jordan Belfort, which I think is pretty funny. So But I'm not bad like Jordan Belfort. I'm not a scammer in that sense. Is she your psychotherapist? My fiance, I guess, yeah, you could say she's my psychotherapist. She is 100%. She reads my mind more often than maybe she should. So,
Wait, what does that even entail?
I don't know. It's like you're a therapist, psychotherapist. I have really no idea. But,
no, we were just chatting about live streams.
Yeah, we were just talking about live streaming, kind of how it's changed, and then Farmer brought up the personal interaction point of where, you start building the relationship with people in chat, and it's kind of cool to have these conversations, especially if maybe you don't get that during your 9 to 5, where you can almost talk to your friends, which I love. I think it's so cool. It's such a great part about social media where you're actually connecting with new people. You're building your community, right? But it's that day to day. How did I start content? Dang. I started just because I felt like it was the right thing to do. I've been wanting to make content for a long time. And so when I started, obviously I had no following. I had no idea what I was doing, but I wanted to do it to, one, grow my personal brand, help my business, build my moat, I guess, for myself, which was part of it. And then I also, my fiance had been making content for a while, so I thought it would be fun to do it with her and start making it there. Hey, Rib, yeah, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Always welcome new people. Thanks for tuning in. This is my second stream, so you're one of the first. Everyone's pretty much new here. Yeah, it was scary to start. I think I could what people thought for a long time, and I think that's why most people don't do what they want to do most of the time. So once I got over that fear and stopped caring about that, it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's actually been so positive in so many ways. I've connected with people I hadn't talked to in years, which I've loved. Adeline, hello. Welcome to the stream. Chat, welcome. Send in your questions. Whatever you got. Steven's doing it. But yeah, it was scary to start, for sure. I think anything you do that's worth doing, you feel that little butterfly in your stomach. Dark Side, welcome. Hello. Hello. Welcome, chat. Welcome. Just getting started. 7 minutes in. Yeah, it's getting night. It's West Coast time, so it's getting dark here, but it's daylight savings been great. We're starting to get sunset at 7 p.m. or whatever it is, so it is feeling good. I missed the sun. It's been so cold and miserable. I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, but I'm originally from California, so I'm used to sunshine all year round. Oh, USA. United States. And then Steven, I was not good at editing when I started. I was pretty terrible, actually. And I'm still not very good. If you watch my videos, they're not amazing. They're not great. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. They're getting better, but I still have a long way to go. But I've been enjoying it. It's a new skill I'm learning, and it's such a great way. Gun country. Yeah, we do have very loose gun laws in the USA. That is true. It is everyone has guns.
Not everyone.
Yeah, but a lot of people do.
Everyone?
I don't know. I feel like a good portion of the population has guns.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know anybody.
I bet you know people.
You think?
Maybe. Yeah. But from the USA, I do not have a gun. No. No, I do not. It was hard moving to Oregon. Yeah, Farmer, you're not wrong. If anyone tried to invade the U.S., every person with a gun would have, it'd be like you'd have to fight the entire population. But it's crazy. It's crazy. And it was hard moving to Oregon, Stephen. I think, moving anywhere, especially when you don't know anyone, it makes it very difficult. So, but my fiance just baked some banana bread, so I am gonna go cut myself a slice. If you check out her stream,
It's pretty good.
it is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hungry too. So.
And I eyeballed every measurement.
You did?
Yeah.
Is it cooked all the way?
Yeah.
Oh, burn my finger.
It's hot.
Yeah, I feel you, farmer. I always have the dream of. I watched Yellowstone one time and I was like, all right, I'm gonna move out on a ranch and just hang out, live out my days there, become a cowboy. It'd be nice. I think that's gonna be a more popular thing to do, especially with how technology is advancing. You're gonna start seeing people move out to the country and escape, disconnect. Farmer, what do you farm? Do you have a favorite crop? Actually, work with a company that farms. See you, Rib. Have fun at work. Hopefully see you again. Really, it's already happening on the East Coast. I bet. Yeah, I'm sure it's happening on the West Coast too. I think people just want to get out of the city, get away from everything.
Also, food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it would be awesome if we could grow our own food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool.
How is it?
It's really good. It's really, really good. Find yourself a girl that makes banana bread. Dairy and beef cows. Got it. Okay. Dairy and beef cows. Man, I think cattle prices are up right now, or I can't remember. But, okay, feed them hay, grow corn. Nice. So corn-fed cows and dairy. I love dairy so much. I was having my feta, my yogurt this morning. So, what did I learn today? Man, that's a wild question. I learned the private credit markets are about to implode. There's so much toxic debt in the stock market right now. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. And all these companies are kind of, I think, just trying to unload it right now. But the oil prices are really hurting. Really. Cattle's through the roof. Damn, good time to be you then. What's causing that, farmer? Is it like all the oil prices increasing or everything like that? Or people, the demand for beef's just higher? Are there a lot of farmers that have just gone out of business? Stephen, that means when banks lend to businesses, they expect the business to pay it back. But right now, businesses aren't able to make those loans back, or the investments they made in the businesses aren't worth as much as they thought. And so, in order to do that, for them to be like, okay, when they report their earnings, they need to write down how much it's actually worth. So they've been saying, oh, it's worth $10 million, it's worth $10 million. And they've been inflating these valuations. But now, because they can't keep doing that anymore and it's not real, they have to be like, okay, we're actually going to lose money on this. It's only worth $5 million. So now these companies are starting to lose 20% on days. Like their funds they're getting redemptions when people want their money back and they're not giving it to them. And so it's starting to trickle a bit, which is crazy. That's because it's better. Yeah, I'm sure all the inputs are a lot more expensive. Fertilizer fuel, man, that's such a different life. So are you like Yellowstone where you're riding around on horses and doing that, or or like where you have to herd them? Are they more in pens and you're just feeding them and doing that? And then also, Stephen, going off your point, it's like in '08 when there was so much debt with the housing crisis, they found an instrument to send it back onto the consumer. It's like, the consumer's always the one that gets hurt, right? And so they just tried to pass a law saying 401ks could go into these funds, and if they did, all these people would lose so much money because these private equity firms would just sell these assets at the prices with the 401ks in it, and then when they actually were devalued, these 401ks would get crushed. You have a barn, use pasture feed them. Let's go. That's awesome. That's so cool. Take the 4-wheeler out and herd them. So they're in the barn all winter. Man, they must be ready to get out when the summer's coming. I would be if I was stuck in a barn all winter. That must be fun though, kind of taking them out for the first time and having to herd them and do all that. That's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, I bet they're probably so antsy. How many cows do you have, farmer? Did you ever do the rodeo? I love the rodeo. Megan and I went to a rodeo this past year, and I used to go when I was younger too. Mutton bust, all that, bull riding, everything. I love the rodeo. So freaking cool. It's so hard. I can't believe those guys do that. They must be nuts getting on bulls and doing all that stuff they're doing. I cannot believe how hard it is. Like who had the idea of the first guy to go ride a bull and just be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a really good idea. I'm gonna go get on this thing, a 2-ton bull. And 8 seconds too? Who came up with 8 seconds? Like, oh, the first guy did it for 8 seconds, and then everyone else after that. All right, we have to beat this guy, and so we're gonna do it for 8 seconds. I'd love to see the first rodeo. Yeah, I went to rodeos growing up as a kid, and with my family, and it was just something culture, especially in California. California is a big ranching community, so
Sorry, choking on a walnut.
the ranching community, they're big into rodeo. They're big into cows, horses, and all of that. So it's something that was part of my childhood a bit, and it's something I still love today. Especially during the pandemic, bull riding was the only sport on TV, and so I would just stay up all night watching bull riding, and I loved it. It's great. It's such a great sport. I mean, the fact they actually get on those things are insane. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a good family, and I love the state fair. You go and you have the food, all the kind of fixings with the rodeo, and you get the corn dogs, the chicken legs, all the crazy stuff that is with the rodeo, the week-long rodeo. And everyone's there out and about, ready to have a good time. Megan went to the Houston State Fair 2 years ago, and it looked so cool. I mean, that's at like NRG Stadium in Houston. It's a massive deal. People are out and about. There's concerts going on every day.
We saw Turnpike Troubadours.
Yeah, there's real concerts like Turnpike Troubadours, all that stuff. So it's way different than a little farm town rodeo, but the farm town rodeos are fun and cute, and especially if you know people going, it's pretty cool. And it's also cool to see all the big bull riders will come into these little towns and try to win rodeos, and they travel around and try to get a ride in each day. It's pretty nuts. So, big rodeo fan, also big baseball fan. Season's coming up. Yankees Giants opening day. Let's go Giants. Come on. Yeah, Giants got to win. I think they'll be better this year. You know, they got decent staff, bringing a lot of guys back, but the Dodgers are just so dang good. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed they can actually win it this year. Yep. Also, I've been reading this book by Ray Dalio, Principles for Changing World Order. And it's pretty nuts. It kind of talks about what's going on with Iran right now and the cycle of, you know, empires and the U.S. starting to downturn. And it's like a little scary, you know, thinking about how the U.S. is changing and the trajectory is changing in the world order, right? Like China's a rising power, the U.S. is a falling power. And the economies, and also talks about the debt cycles where the U.S. is printing so much money that it won't be able to service its debt. But all these countries that have debt denominated in dollars are now really struggling because they're not able to pay back their debt because the exchange rate is falling and not in their favor. And if their currency collapses, then they default on their payments, which then if they default on their payments, kind of the whole system relies on that trust of everyone's going to pay each other. And then once that collapses, it's just done, screwed, everything's gone. So it's a very doomsday book, but it's based a lot on historical facts, which I think help put it into perspective of, you know, it's maybe not as scary because it's happened in the past before, which I love. And big history nut, so that's something I try to do and enjoy doing.
Do you think you have nightmares because of that?
No.
Because you read it before you go to bed.
Yeah, but I don't have nightmares. I sleep like a baby, so.
It's just interesting.
It's just interesting.
Even though it's like doomsday though, you know?
Yeah, but it's not doomsday. It's never as bad, you know. Like, sure, there's doomsday events, but if it's like your boss says, like, if we all die, then if like it's really the collapse of everything, right? Then, like, what are you going to be able to do about it? You know, it's like if you're going to invest in the stock market and everything goes to zero, it's not going to, you know. So I think it's an interesting factual narrative of the historical run-up of empires and how and why they fail, and a lot of it has to do with getting over their skis and debt. And I think that's what we're seeing now. You know, we can't service our own debt service. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
So it's like important to have the conversation, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't bring it up, you can't make a fix.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if someone brings the issue to your attention, at least, you know, you'd be like, all right, let's try to fix this. And I think a lot of people have, you know, they're bringing up the deficit every year, but no one seems to want to do a difference because no politician wants to go back and say, hey, let's get less money for my people. Everyone just always wants more and more and more. It turns into kind of gluttony until eventually it stops working.
We always say it's hard.
It's hard to cut. It's a lot easier to not do it in the first place.
It's also a lot easier to keep increasing your spending.
Yeah. The U.S. government has, what is it, like lifestyle creep, where you keep creeping on, you know, as they want to keep buying more things as they make more money, but they're just printing more money, so they're just buying more things.
Is that a terminal?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Okay. I think I'm going to end it here. Stream numero dos. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Been awesome. We'll get back at it tomorrow.
Every day.
Every day.